Hello, and welcome to the stream. I am Dixie Hobo, and we have a treat on your hands today. As not only is it France round 18 in RPR, no assist, GP1, but I've got Nevo with me. Nevo, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, but looking forward to today. Should be on for a good race. Nice to have you back.
No worries. I was having an iron, but I was here with my PlayStation, so I thought, oh, no one that I play with will be doing anything to after this anyway. So.
Yeah, one night only. One night only.
That's it, mate. That is it.
It's the best thing about bank holidays as well. We get you back a night.
Yeah.
So I'm just adjusting your audio a little bit so it's not like you're shouting down the mic.
Oh, I'll just start shouting down the mic instead, mate.
The subs are working. Hey, thank you, Rob, for the sub. Although I'm not getting notifications still, but thank you very much for that sub. Much appreciated. That is the sixth. It's subscribed now for 6 months. Currently on a 5-month streak. There we go.
Nice.
Mrs. Carl says, "Hey, Hobo and Nevo. Good to have Nevo back. Definitely good to have Nevo back."
Hey, Mrs. Cole.
He's got a sexy ass back.
See, my number one fan.
So what we'll quickly do before we get into this, as cars are now starting to come onto track, let's find someone who's got on board with quickly. Addy for first one out. We'll go through the driver standings. So, driver standings after round 17 are as follows. Jack currently leading the way with 320 points. Avi's in second with 268. We have Johnny in third with 233. Gustav is in fourth with 224. Scotty is in fifth with 132. Morden's in sixth with 128. So it's not done bad because he joined late in the season. Chubb is in seventh place with 108. We have Speedy, who's returned now from his trip to America, in 8th place with 72 points. Ali Difa in 9th with 56. We have Cherry in 10th with 52. Erez in 11th with 43. Mr. Carl is in 12th with 28. Frenzy is in 13th with 20 points. El Stefano in 14th with 18 points. Rob is in 15th with 2 points, but he did finish last week's race, so fingers crossed he can get on the points now. And then finally, no points still for Andreas, GDC, Dr. Robot, Hazardra, and Booker Bronco. But GDC is now back. He's now back as a full-time racer. He's not going to be a reserve anymore. He's now completely back. So, in fact, well, welcome back, GDC. We'll move on.
Well, welcome back, GGC.
Definitely. It's good to have him back. A little break. It's what you need. Sometimes a little break.
I mean, this game has been so bad, I can't blame him.
Yeah, it's awful. Let's get in close at the top now. Alpine with 428 points. McLaren 24 points behind with 404. In third place, we have the Williams with 365. So starting now to be a bit of a two-way or three-way battle now. That battle for first is now getting a bit split up a tiny bit anyway. So there's now a battle for first and a battle for third, as Haas are in fourth with 311 points, so a very close gap between them as well. In fifth place, we have the Aston Martin team with 84. Tied for sixth now, we have Mercedes with 72 and also Red Bull with 72. So again, very close there. Eighth place, we have Alfa Romeo with 40. Ninth place, we have AlphaTauri with 2. And finally, Ferrari with 0 points. And there we go. Let's go back to the action. And I've also going to be hopefully getting the replay count as well every now and then, so good. We'll hopefully get some replays and stuff later on.
Hajadifa just coming around turn 14. About to finish his hot lap, see what sort of time he sets. Around turn 50 now, accelerate down. Dira's going to be wide open on the run down to the line. And he sets a 133.1.
Not a bad time at all, really. It's very good.
Not too bad. I think it should be Speedy next. Speedy's just coming around 14.
Adjust my volume levels a little bit so I can hear more of the car. At the moment, they're a bit on the quiet side.
What's Speedy going to do? Speedy is going to set a 131.9, so quite a decent time there from Speedy. Over a second quicker than Udifa.
Yeah, very cool.
Who we got next coming across?
Is that Rob? Is that Rob?
Is it going to be? No, that's Rob starting his lap. I think it's going to be...
Oh, GGC. Cookie?
It's GGC.
No, he started his lap again.
132.8.
Oh,
so he's still got 132 on the board. And then... Is that...
Oh,
Scotty with a 131.2. There's a sector 2 yellow. That's just people going slow.
I keep forgetting that they've moved the line, haven't they, for timing to further down the pit rather than at the line at the start.
Yeah.
Because now the pit lanes move, they can move it, can't they? Just right at the end.
Just going on board with Rob now. Rob's just coming through turn 9. Down a little Mistral straight.
We have Avi as well coming on the final corner. So we'll see what he can do. He's sticking to the outside line, he ain't trying to cut in. Does go fastest 131.0.
Nice, that's decent time from Avi. I'm expecting to see like Jack, maybe Moyland, obviously in the lower 130. Well, yeah, as I said that, 130.5 from Jack there. On the soft tyres. Everyone's on the softs here now.
There you go, now onto Rob.
So let's see what Rob can do. Just coming into turn 15 now.
So we did notice.
I reckon he's going to do a 130. I think he's going to do a 133. 133.4. Yeah. Up to 8th there, so not too bad. Slow so far, but he's got plenty of time to improve. And it's always nice having a banker lap as well. Don't know how much you're going to be running extra fuel, so we don't know if he's going to be going again.
Laps, yeah.
Boylan's on his out lap now, just coming up to turn 10.
Seen anyone else? No one else really. We can go on board. We got on board with Chubb. I think Chubb and Johnny are fairly close together. Yeah, so we got on board with Chubb. So we did notice during the practice there's a lot of tyre wear around here today, and I think the trick, if this race is dry, which I don't know, it looks like it's going to be potential rain coming. We have got a short quali by the looks of it, so if it does end up being a dry race, there's going to be a chance to overheat your tyres, which means your tyre will be higher. So the trick for today is keeping your tyre temps as low as possible while maintaining grip, so you can extend your tyre life. So I did see a couple of drivers in practice playing about with it and trying to get the best out of their tyre temps and the tyre pressures and stuff. Because once you've got overheated tyres, you might as well have a puncher. No point in racing. Yeah,
obviously it's super key. So we'll have to wait and see. I remember, I think it was I don't know exactly when it was. It actually just might have been last Monday, to be honest. But Jack's tyre wear was quite high.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, Monday. It was. We're talking fine margins, right? But even like an extra 3-4% across the board makes a huge difference. I think I remember Jack was just like maybe 3-4% higher on his tyre wear, at least on the final stint as well. But he was just a little bit higher than someone else on the same sort of lap set of tyres. But I mean, that's a completely different track anyway. And he was pushing very, very hard because he started from further down, so that makes a difference as well.
And this track, with this being very high speed corner in and high speed track itself, it's 1 minute 35. It's not the shortest distance of in that sense, but there's a lot of corners in the middle of this, and they're all very quick sweeping corners. So it does a lot for your tyre wear and your tyre temps. You're working a lot of that front and the rear as well, and the acceleration sometimes out of these shorter hairpins.
This is looking like quite a nice lap from Moylan. Just about to cross the line. What's it going to be? 130.7. So also, close between Jack and Moylan there.
Didn't choose to car across the track. He kept the line he was on.
Yeah, I think. Well, he just set himself up from the exit, and I guess if you're coming across the track from that far, you're going to lose time, right? So I think you just got to accept it that you're onto that line.
Yeah, I suppose you'll be putting on a bit more distance, wouldn't you? Be going diagonally across.
Yeah, if you're going to go diagonal, I mean, we're talking fine margins, but I reckon if he decides to do that, then we might be seeing a 130.850. Like it could be like a hundredth of a second.
Let's have a look on people's tyre temps and stuff like that. So far, Scotty doing another lap right now. His tyre temps are in that good little window. Moylan's again, same actually. Moylan's tyre temps are in a good little window at the moment. He's slowed down a little bit now. He's on his out lap. He's in lap even. Added Defa is in a push lap at the moment. Looks like he is. Got DRS open. He's got his full ERS in usage. Let's turn these on so we can see what the times and stuff are.
So Jack's gone out again. Seems a bit weird that he wants to go out again on I mean, maybe it's... No, it looks like a newer set of tyres.
Yeah, they
I
are.
just feel like
They're
on a
brand
one...
new set of
I just...
mediums, softs even.
Yeah, I just feel like on a 130.5 he's going to be safe, right? Like...
Well,
Wait,
there's short
is
quality.
this short... Oh, it's
Yeah,
short quality,
quality.
it's short quality, isn't it? Okay. That makes more sense. I was trying to look, I was thinking, have they done
yeah,
a
no,
short or
short
long?
quality today. So
Okay.
they're only expected 15 drivers today. We are missing a couple of drivers.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think the softs are going to be pretty much useless unless you have a safety car with 3 laps to go. Is that the only time you really going to be wanting to put on the softs in this this tyre is so high? Because right now, actually, I'm on board with Antifa. He's done 1 out lap, and his tyre wear is already on 8%.
Yeah, the softs are actually just trash on this game. Obviously, it's different as well because you're not comparing them to like 100% distance, which obviously makes a huge difference. But they do just suck on this game, to be fair. So
Yeah,
Jack's just started his second fast lap now. He will get another chance if he feels like he needs it. Once he's come around here, done this, he'll be able to get another run in if he wants to. He's currently 1.5 temps up.
Even Jack's tyres now, so literally 1 out lap, and he's now on a push lap. He's on 5%, 6% on his tyre wear already on 2 laps.
Yeah, it's pretty trash, isn't it?
Tyre wear is dirty around here. It's this high speed. Because even a chicane, it's a very quick chicane. But you don't. It's rare to come into a chicane where you don't leave 3rd gear or 4th gear.
The Jack going right as far onto the outside as he can before he comes into turn 10 now.
Using all the track there, lovely.
Yeah,
line.
I've noticed that from him and Moylan, they're literally using every possible inch or every possible millimetre of the track they can to try and squeeze as much time out of this lap time as possible. Just coming through turn 12 now.
Very close.
Again, I noticed like Jack does the same thing with Moyland. They proper hug that curb. They pretty much just ride that curb the whole way down. So coming to turn 14, now turn 15. It's looking quite nice. Staying on the outside here, and Jack does as well. Sticks to the outside. Doesn't really bother coming back in. And it's going to be a 1:30.1. So improves by 4 tenths of a second. So that's another nice lap from Jack. Will he feel? I don't know if he'll need to go again. I think that could be enough for pole.
Moylan is out on that lap now.
I think Moylan's got more time in it, but I think with the time Moylan's got will take him to like a 1:30.4, 1:30.5, possibly. I mean, I could be wrong. I hope he proves me wrong.
I'm on board with Rob. Just to see that same corner we just saw Jack do, with the hugging the curb, and he doesn't take the same line. He does kind of stick to the track more.
Yeah.
Which
so he's not taking
margins, but F1's all about margins.
It is. I think it comes down to like a bit of track knowledge, but it's track knowledge, but it's also to do with this game can proper cuck you in terms of like penalties and invalidation. So I think some people are just more cautious because you don't want to risk it.
No.
Whereas when you've got like Jack and the Moylan, the Johnnies, Avis, I guess you're just going full broke. Like if you don't go for it, you're not going to get pole. And if you don't get pole because you haven't gone for it, you'll be fuming, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm more with Chubb now. Takes the wide entry into that. And again, hugging that line a little bit more than Rob, but not as much as Jack.
Is Chubb on controller?
I believe he is.
He's not. He's on wheel. He is on controller.
Oh, not a very good exit there, though. Very sharp, so he's going to lose a lot of time there. But, yeah, a lot of time lost there from Chubb.
He's not going to have enough time to go round again either. So that's pretty much Chubb's quality. Nah, he won't have enough time.
Nah, it'll be too close. By the time he gets in the pits,
yeah.
comes out again.
I mean, he could if he. Obviously, there's a lot of curb room. If he proper just takes plenty of curb, he might be able to just about make it back. But then he needs to find enough time. Has he?
Yeah, he's going to have to do one more lap. I saw him on the...
he's invalidated, look.
Well, no, before that, it was on the outside. It was like he went too deep into turn 1, which really messed up his line. So he's got one more time to go around again. So he's not too bad.
Yeah, the problem is though, obviously, like you said with the tyre life, he needs to go super. He's got plenty of time to go like really easy round the track.
Yeah.
But again, he's just putting extra percentage on his tyres, which he just won't want to do.
And he has just about got the fuel as well. It's 1.4 laps of fuel at the moment. It could be close, actually.
I mean, he's still got Well, if he just keeps a consistent pace through these corners, I think he'll be okay.
But what he's doing now is very clever. He's staying in higher gears to reduce that tyre, that fuel life. Sorry, to increase that fuel life. So higher gears, better fuel life.
Also stops any wheel spin as well, so it should keep the tyre wear a bit further down.
So no one else. A couple of drivers on out laps. Obviously, with this track being like hardly any walls and stuff, there could be some drivers that will attempt to come out a bit too late and try and cut as many corners as they can.
I will be right fucking on that, mate. No one trying that stuff. Right, here come Moylan again. Let's just start his
has he got the lap?
other.
Yeah, he does.
Well,
1.1 laps of fuel. He'll have just enough.
Just enough. Yeah, just enough to get this done. So let's see what he does in coming into here now.
Lovely.
A little bit tentative. It was nicely done, but a little bit tentative. Had to kind of. He turned in and then straightened out and then turned in again a little bit, didn't he? But that was nice there, going down into turn 3.
It is nice with the ability with these curves being quite flat. The drivers can use the curve as part of the track, so you can see when Moylan's driving.
He's 200s off as well, going into the second sector, but it's not enough of an improvement. But he could make a lot more time in the second and third. We don't know how good they were in comparison. So let's see on the run down now, turn 8. That was nicely done.
Again, clipping the
turn 9, such a slow course, isn't it? Yeah, he's keeping it nice. He's going to hang to the outside here on the run up to turn 10. Use as much as possible. Throws this in. No let off either. Around turn 10 now into 11. Slows it down. Heads out wide before cutting back into the inside, hitting the apex. Down on the accelerator now. Into turn 13. Into 12, sorry. And he's going to hug this curb pretty much the whole way around. Then his car jump about, taking plenty of that now round into turn 14.
Lovely.
Has he run out of fuel?
No, he's all good.
No, he hasn't. It just looked very, very slow there. Maybe that was meant to happen, maybe. He's so 700ths up there, but not.
I think Moylan was very too pleased with that because it looked like he was shaking out of anger. I think he messed up that last sector. Yeah,
the last I thought he'd run out of fuel because going from 14 to 15, it looked it seemed slow, like he backed off. So I thought he maybe ran out of fuel, but I think he just messed up his line and tried to save it so he could get a good exit. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't think he would have gained enough to beat Jack, but he definitely could have gained more than he could. Like I said, I reckon his best lap would be a 130.4ish. So I don't think. But also he had to do another lap as well.
Yeah,
nice that from Avi there.
So we'll see
what's Johnny though? Johnny's coming round. He's slightly down if this extra time's correct for when it pings me to, but we're about to find out. Johnny also comes back across the more central track area. Oh, it does improve, and it does get him up into third, over a tenth of a second there quicker for Johnny.
LED for now crossing the line. Can he get any up? No. Does improve, but not enough to gain a position.
Else? We've got GGC. Oh, really wide there through turn 12. That's just going to probably hinder any chance of him improving there.
Out of it.
Yeah,
he's into the pits.
Yeah, so that's that over there. Rob's finished. Woomax is still out there though. Let's see what Woomax can do. Coming in round to turn 12 now.
Oh, slow as well.
Through 13.
Not a good exit there.
Not ideal, but let's see. I mean, he's got. Well, this is his only time, so you never know what it could be. Hits that in there. Doesn't quite hit the apex, but slows it down, straightens it up. Coming down on the run down to the line. Where's he going to qualify?
Yep,
says 14, 133.356, close to pipping Rob, but it wasn't obviously tidy, so he gave himself one shot there. Again, with some of these, you don't know how much like practice they've done. A lot of people end up coming home and just popping on this to race, you know.
Yeah, Moylan's now crossing the line. He's waiting to make sure GGC. Oh, he's out of fuel as well. Because he slowed down there to make sure his car weren't doing extra laps on those tyres unnecessarily.
Yeah. I don't think you'll need those set of softs, to be fair.
The weather did start changing in that one as well, starting to get a bit more cloudier, but it's all good. Qualifying is now done. So here's your grid for the race. We have Jack in the top spots, taking, I think it's the point, doesn't he? There's a point here for the fastest lap, or for the quali lap. And joining him on the second row of the grid is Moylan. So there's no Gustav, crucially. So this is a time where Alpine can make some good points up with 2 Alpines versus 1 McLaren. Johnny is in 3rd, Avi is in 4th, Scotty in 5th. So Williams on the card to get some good points. And we have that Chubb in the Alpine in 6th, Speedy in 7th, Erez in 8th, El Stefano in 9th, Ali Defers in 10th, 11th is Cherry, 12th is GTC, Rob is in 13th, and 14th was Wimax.
I think we're going to have to see like Moyland attacking Jack off the start, maybe even the same for like if Avi and like Johnny can get involved as well.
Tyre choices have been quite crucial here as well, because how you start the race. Safety cars are unlikely, but they can happen. We've definitely seen them before where...
Oh yeah, I've seen them before, they can happen. I'm going to bet there'll be one safety car, just straight up. No idea why, just feeling it, just feeling it. Oh, that is why. That is why.
That makes a bit of a difference.
Yeah, that does make a lot of a difference actually.
So I'm just
that completely switches it up.
That's a full wet race. That is no way that's going to be an intermediate tyre. That's a full wet race. No one gave us any warning about that at all.
No.
You bastards.
Let's find out about that ourselves.
So I'm just basically waiting now. I want to see, because because we're not in the session yet, my weather hasn't updated. So I want to see what the weather's going to be like during the actual race. Is it going to dry up? But looking like it is not going to be a dry race. You know what they say? Rain is the great equaliser. So it's really, Moyland is very quick in the rain and in the wet conditions. So it could pan out well for Moyland here.
I think, I might be wrong when saying this, but does Johnny not struggle in the wet?
Johnny and Jack, I don't think, are the best in the wet.
But I've only seen Johnny race a couple of times in the wet, but I think every time I've seen it be a wet race, Johnny's not been quite as fast. Now I don't know if that's just because he's just gone dry set up and then just gone sack it, or not, I don't know. I also could be completely wrong, because it's been a while since I've seen him race in the wet.
So here we go. So according to my weather, we're going to have heavy rain for the first 5 minutes. It eases to light rain from 10 minutes, 15 and 30, and dries up by 45 minutes in. So we could have a
little last minute dash
on hards, or sorry, dash on the dries, or even a jump to intermediates. So we could have all the compounds being used here today.
So you said it's heavy for the first 5 minutes and then
heavy
gets
the
lighter.
first 5, in it, yeah. And then after 10, 15, and 30 minutes, it's light rain, and then potentially dried up by lap 45. So everyone on the wet tyres. No one's gambling the intermediates. I don't blame them really.
No, I think with like that, I think it is probably a bit too soon to try and gamble on it. If it was like heavy rain for like 2 minutes, you can maybe gamble, go on the intermediates, see out the worst. But at the same time, after a lap and a bit, you can lose a lot of time. I thought the intermediates are quite a good tyre though. It's tricky, but no one's gone for it. Everyone's starting on the wets. Probably the best option, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Jack went really wide there on his warm up. So currently we've got a bit of a pack forming as well behind Erez, I think that is. Has he gone to AI mode? Is that why he's so far off the pack?
So, I don't know. Yeah, he's quite far off, isn't he? Whoa. El Stefano. I mean, Erez looks like he's talking in game chat.
Yeah, it does look like he is.
Obviously, can't hear what he's saying, but maybe he's screaming for help.
Yeah, it's definitely got 2 packs formed here.
Yeah, we've got like the front like 7 and then the
back
bottom 8.
9. Oh, bottom 8, yeah. My maths is terrible.
I mean, it took me longer to work that out than it should do, but you know, I ain't no Einstein. So here we go now, the rest of the field coming up on the grid. Frenzy obviously doing his usual, not qualifying, starting at the back, but always finds himself getting towards the front. Cherry misses grid spot. Anyone else going to miss it?
Oh, there was a spinner there. Aston Martin flying through.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I was thinking, who the hell? LUD for there. So
Oh, 5 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights.
here we go.
And away we go.
Oh, Erez with a
through.
jump start. With a drive-through penalty from that jump start as well. Jack actually got away quite decently,
great
but
start from Johnny.
not that good. And Johnny's right up the inside of Moylan now going into turn 1. Are they going to want to go side by side? Moylan's out. Oh yeah, Moylan backs out. Moylan backs out, comes back on, and they're still side by side.
A lot of battling going on everywhere at the moment.
Moylan loses out there. Chubb's got past Avi as well. So good start from Chubb there. Goes defensive, going into turn 3 to hold Avi off. A little bit wide on the exit though. And Avi, stepped out there. I thought he was going to spin, but he held it. So well held from Avi. Speed is into 7th. Cherry's into 8th. Elstefano's 9th. Woomax there. A good start from Woomax. Him and GGC are battling it out, but GGC got a better exit there.
I think Erez is a problem.
Oh, yeah, maybe it's to do. Maybe it's his rig or something.
There's definitely a problem. There's something going on. He's going offline constantly.
Yeah, I'll see
back
that.
to the leaders.
I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Something big's happening. I wonder if he can't accelerate or something.
Possibly.
Maybe he's stuck. No.
Oh, wait, 1 second. I've got to
I mean, he
drop
could
off.
disqualify possession receive open. Okay.
1 second. Back in a second.
Okay, no worries. So I'll just follow this. So obviously Jack's in the lead, half a second gap to Johnny. Moylan there, another half a second back pretty much from Johnny as well, but these top 3 pretty close at the moment. Scotty's kind of sticking in there for now, but he's slipping out. The gap is increasing pretty much every corner between Moylan and Scotty. If these guys keep fighting though, Scotty will see himself right there. Chubb's had a good start. It's okay, rain, look at the downpour there, it's so heavy. Okay, so what we got coming down, Moylan has managed to get Johnny, must have had a much better exit coming out turn 15. Jack's the fastest lap of the race here, 156.6, and now he's going to have to, I mean the gap has opened up quite a bit between first and second now, it was half a second, it's now 1.5, so we're going to have to see between Jack and Moylan if Moylan can close that gap, and if Johnny can stick with Moylan or not, and while that's happening, Scotty's even catching up with Johnny, so Johnny got a good start, but has been suffering a little bit coming through this last sector and into this first sector here as well. Moylan's pulling away, almost got that 1 second gap. Not that it will matter because DRS won't be enabled at least till maybe the very end if we're lucky. So this is going to have to be done purely on pace, so we'll be able to see who's kind of stuck with the dry setup or who's maybe gone for wet. I think with the qualifying times we saw, I think pretty much everyone's gone for a dry setup here. So it's going to come down to like ERS management. Moylan's actually used quite a lot, probably just to get back past Johnny. Johnny now out of the 1 second gap between Moylan as well. Scotty's staying. It was actually catching up with Johnny. Johnny looks like he's struggling on the exits, a lot of corners. So here you go, got Chubb there. Chubb runs actually quite wide out of turn 9. Comes back across to open up turn 10. And have you thought about slipping up the inside? That's a risky corner to try and dive up the, well, just a slick, sticky car up the inside there without being alongside on that straight. People just kind of go to the outside and swoop in, so if you end up on the inside, you can get cut up. Moylan's closing that gap a little bit to Jack out front and pulling away from Johnny. Scotty's now right on the back of Johnny. It's not been the best out for Johnny so far. There's a predicted stop strategy and what tyres people think, so everyone's just thinking to stay on the wets, but we'll find out, see if anyone maybe tries to go to the intermediates later on or not. Moylan with the fastest lap of the race, that's why the gap is now down to 7/10 of a second. Johnny is 2.2 back from Moylan now, and Scotty's all over the back of him, so Johnny not liking it at the moment in these conditions. Looks like he looks like he's kind of struggling, kind of overall. Looks like he's struggling on the entry and on exit at the moment. Maybe just trying to find his bearings in these wet conditions. Most people don't practice any wet conditions, and when it happens you just kind of got to trust the track knowledge, but if you ain't put much effort, Johnny's just quick in general, but if he's not put much effort into France, then when it goes wet it's a bit of a different kettle of fish, to be fair. So he's got Scotty for company, so Chubb now 3 seconds back from Scotty, but so Chubb and Avi going at it. Who's that? Oh, that's Avi well out wide and well off the track there. Oh, and Speedy's out. Speedy's binned it.
Oh, that's binned it.
Speedy just binned it at the exit of turn 7. That happened. It used to happen a lot. I think it was last game. That corner there, you'd come out there, your rear end would go, and you'd end up in that wall. He's just done that basically, Speedy. So.
You've done that a bit earlier, couldn't you?
And speaking of safety car,
Yeah, this one
I
was
said
about 5 minutes ago.
But, you know,
Yeah, so
in these
currently as
conditions, I
well,
can see another one.
weather has changed apparently to light rain, or it's getting to light rain. So
The
weather
in-game
is
thing
easy.
said to stay on wets the whole way through, but
Okay.
that's the in-game thing. You can't trust this game
How'd you know that?
because it popped up on my screen.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay, yeah, well done, that will do, because obviously it just shows you the strategy
Well,
for that particular tyre.
It told me to spit some strategy, so I said wets
Yeah.
the whole time, so it's gonna presume that it's staying wet the whole way through.
Yeah, because whatever the conditions are like at the time of showing, that's what it will show. So no one's coming in. So crucially, no, it doesn't look like anyone's coming in. For instance,
There's no need to really, is there? Let's face it.
it's a bit too early, I think.
Yeah, it is way too early. You wouldn't get enough of an advantage having slightly fresher wet tyres at this stage. If we were like 10 laps in, yeah, I think it's a 2 wet for inners. This will actually help out Johnny quite a bit because Johnny dropped off quite massively. He had quite a poor couple of laps. He looks like he was struggling on like entry and exit a little bit on some of these corners. So while we're behind the safety car, I will fill up my drink and go for a pee-pee. Back in a bit.
So there we go. So 13 drivers remaining. Rob up into 10th. Rob's doing very well. Damage wise, we'll have a look at anyone picking up damage during that. Doesn't look like anyone did. Everyone's doing quite okay at the moment. So no dramas at the present. Oh, hang on. GDT's gone wide and had a bit of a spin in last. So not sure what happened there. Although the weather condition apparently is changing. So I've got it light rain. It doesn't look like it's got any lighter on screen anyway. So maybe it's changing in the next few minutes. So that's what we're going to see. Rain start to ease a little bit. No one's got any penalties at the moment either. So everyone keeping it clean. Obviously you don't want to be on curbs and stuff in these conditions because that's where the water's going to gather the most. Just realised there's no Mr. Cole tonight. I'm guessing was Mr. Cole working on the planes today? Mr. Air Traffic Controller? It's got to be the most fascinating job. So here we go, safety car going round. Definitely going to have one more time because GGC's now fallen off. Working late tonight till about 11. Well, there's still planes coming in at 11? Jesus. You would have thought that they would have eased it off a little bit by that time. So this is crucial with the safety car now because it's going to prolong the race, which will also mean that we could see the dries coming out at some point. It's saying now expected 30 minutes, 30 minutes plus around that area for the track to stop raining, it would be dry out. Yeah, with the summer flights, they fly more. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because I suppose it's lighter, isn't it now? It's lighter, longer. It's a brilliant job. Fascinating job. So there we go. So safety car should be in this lap because now all the cars have gathered up again. No one's pitted. They're all trying to get as much temp as they can into these tyres, and these tyres will not hold temp. As you can see on the track, on the car data map thing in the corner of my screen, you can see all the tyre temps are blue, but that is the correct optimal temperature for these tyres. They need to stay in that 70 degree area. Any hotter than that, they'll start overheating. So yeah, it's very different than a dry set of tyres. These tyres do remain a lot cooler. They've got a very different window of operation. It's pretty cool job. I couldn't do it. I've seen what he has to do. I'll get confused. Yeah, do you know what? Honestly, like, if you get that game, Mrs. Carl, like that game on the iPad, it's fucking nuts, and he's doing it in real life with real planes. Like, it's insane. Like, much respect for that. Oh, so I think I was going to go around again. It is going around again. One more time for some strange reason. Safety has chosen to go around again. Weather's still showing as light rain. Let's refresh that, make sure. Yeah, light rain still. No one's gambling on inters, so everyone's going to stay on these wets for the time being. I don't really blame them. It doesn't look like the track is changing at all. Now, Safety car should definitely come in this lap, considering now, because I don't know why it didn't come in last lap. These drivers were eager to get this race going again. Rain is still coming down quite heavy, from what I can see anyway. The little gap there forms behind Cherry, but not major. So here we go now, going round potentially for the last time on the safety car. Not much to really talk about. Everyone's staying on the same length of tyres. Tyre wear seems fairly even for everyone. Safety car is in this lap, so here we go. Not sure again why it wasn't last lap, but there we go. So Jack will now take control of the pace, as he is doing. We'll jump on board with Johnny in third place. And these cars stop to bunch up now and try for the last time to get as much heat into the tyres as possible before the restart. Safety car is taking its time to get round the final sector now, but is in the approach to the pit lane. I don't think Jack's gone. He has, it's like a bit of acceleration there, but Moreland wants to really close up the back of him. I'm not sure what Moreland's kind of fallen asleep there. It's a huge gap he's left there for Jack. That's a really poor restart from Moreland. Jack's gone, and Moreland's nowhere near him. What's happened there with Moreland's? That was really poor from him. He has completely fallen asleep. Underway again. Here we go. Back underway. Green flags across the board. Rob has made this error and he's dropped a lot of places now, just in front of his teammate. So I've lost the back end. I think they're the AlphaTauri. Chubb and Scotty are going side by side as Chubb gets past Scotty. A bit of contact there though. No damage or anything like that there. Nearly lost the rear from Chubb. But yeah, that poor restart from Moreland. Really, really poor. So here we go. Is that 4 damage on Johnny's car? No, maybe not. So at the moment, fairly clean restart. Rain still coming down as it was earlier, although my display is telling me different. Abby really close to Scotty. Scotty really close to Chubb. It's only battle really on track at the moment. In these conditions, there's no DRS. It's only going to be down to finding the grip in a gripless track. As you see, Chubb going really wide there on the exit. Oof. Scotty not able to capitalise on it.
I'm back.
How you doing? Moreland had a really poor restart. Moreland had a 1.5 second gap before Jack even went. and then Jack went and he gained it 1.7, 1.8, and Moreland decided to clock his way back into it now.
Okay.
So Moreland doing better, but yeah, it was really poor from Moreland. He fell asleep completely.
I mean, Johnny looks like he's still struggling. The gap between him and Moylan's back up to 2-second mark. Moylan looks a bit more comfortable in these conditions. Like like last time as well, before the safety car, he was kind of reeling Jack in. We'll see how that pans out. Obviously, it's going to be hard for him to overtake. No DRS. It's purely going to be based off ERS and slipstream. And Jack's a lot healthier on the ERS at the moment.
He's finding the grip.
Chubb's up to 4th.
The little grip. Yeah, Chubb's got past Scotty quite quickly. There's a bit of contact on the aftermath of it, but nothing major. But
yeah,
Scotty is right behind Chubb, who seems to be under a bit of pressure now. Gone a bit wide there. But again, it's just difficult. But you can see him make the mistake, and you can't capitalise because you can't get the power down quick enough. You've really got to be focused on your throttle control, your brakes. Because I think these guys have no assists at all, no ABS, no nothing.
That's it. Rob's very close to the back of Womax.
Yeah,
not been able to get anything done.
Restart.
Going down into turn 8, but
yeah, Rob lost the rear on the straight and the restart, so he lost the 3 or 4 places, or 2 or 3 places even.
Okay, that's unfortunate. Scotty's right on the back of Chubb now. Oh, who's that got? Chubb's just gone well far off there.
Yeah, Chubb is struggling. Chubb is really struggling.
It just looked really random. Like he was like miles off the track, and it looked like almost intentional. Obviously, he could have just run off.
He's done it again.
He's done it again there. Look, yeah. Okay, that's not intentional. I thought that the first one looked a bit intentional, but the fact that it's happened again, either. Oh, who's that? What's happened here? Oh, is that GGC? It is GGC. Yeah, spun round there, coming through turn 13.
Rob's got a place past Rumax.
Yeah, it's nicely done
good
there.
Good overtake from Rob.
Opportune moment
that
there.
Sounded really condescending. That was a good overtake from Rob.
Yeah, well done, Rob, mate. Great fucking job.
There we go, up into 11th now, Rob. So potentially points on the table for him if he can. If it was the car DNFs or something.
Yeah, I mean, I could see more people coming a cropper a little bit really. Got Frenzy running in 10th, trying to catch up to Al-Udifa and overtake him. But obviously, again, I mean, I don't see Frenzy's strategy of not qualifying works. I would say better in the dry than it does in the wet.
In the wet, it's very difficult.
Yeah, because you're also relying on like other safety cars in the dry, but also different paces of the different compounds. More people pitting more or something like that. Whereas in the wet, it's just literally like, okay,
it's a level playing field.
It levels a playing field a lot more. You're on the tyres for a lot longer stints than you would normally probably be, and it's just no different. Like people sometimes try and switch up strategies and go like medium to hard or soft. But you don't have that here, so you're kind of just stuck.
Bit of a slide there from one. Nothing really major. He's still.
Rob's pulled out 3 seconds over Womax already.
Rob's got pace in the wet. Very good pace in the wet. Moreland looks very comfortable in these conditions. Gained another 2 temps in that sector alone on Jack.
Yeah. Avi's pretty close to Scotty as well. Chubb's kind of fallen off the back of him a little bit. Still, a little bit of a back end step out there for Scotty. Coming through turn 14 on the exit. I might allow Avi to close in a little bit more, but Avi gets a poor exit out of 15.
Yeah, really poor.
In fact, loses about 3/10 of a second there.
Frenzy is catching up to the back of Al-Udifa. Rob's actually done really well there. He's gained 3/10 on Frenzy.
Yeah, that has been a good lap for Rob actually. He pulled out 4.2 over Womax and caught up about almost half a second over Frenzy. So decent lap there for Rob. Just needs to keep that consistency going. Like I said, Frenzy all over the back of AUD for now. I wonder if he's going to try something, maybe going down into turn 3.
He's very close.
Might not quite. I mean, it's risky to send it up the inside going, especially into these corners in the wet. It's a bit risky in the dry. So it's around 3, 4 now. 5, 6.
See, the overtake to hit around here, you've got to just concentrate on your own race, really. Ignore the cars around you and get the best exits you can out of every single corner. Brake at the right places, accelerate at the right places. And that's what's got to get you in the position. Not so much capitalising on a mistake. Yes, it's part of it, but if you capitalise too quickly, you can spin the rears and lose that yourself. Like, it's just about basically running quali laps
Yeah.
and just doing the best you can and trying to wait for either a better exit like he's got now, or a mistake.
Yeah, he's
that's
got a
a
much better
major
exit
one.
here. Looks like LGG is going to stick. No, I mean, it covers them off really nicely actually. That's really nice from LGG. For just kind of went with the racing line, but a little bit later, so that Frenzy couldn't really decide to dive up the inside or anything. He like saw when that Frenzy was moving to the outside to maybe get alongside him and just kind of moved with him. And that is Cherry out there. Might be able to see where he's crashed as he's coming through. Yeah, it's coming on the exit of turn 11 there. He's lost into that. It's quite easy to do actually. You lose it through there and you just end up spinning off into that barrier.
So Jack slowed down for safety car, so he's caught up straight away, which is good. All cars are pitting. Avi's in the pits. The rain has eased a lot.
Chubb's in the pit as well. I wonder if they're going to try. Maybe they're thinking after the safety car, it'll be intermediate.
They are going to.
Maybe that's what they're thinking. So they're giving it a
Chubb's
go.
on the inters. El Stefano's coming in as well. Ali Deefa's coming in. Rob has stayed out. So inters all around.
I can see El Stefano feeding back some information to like Moyland and the rest, like Moyland and Rob, about the intermediates.
GDC stayed out as well. That could be a good thing for them that they pitted when they did. That could have been really good.
I mean, it could work out amazingly. Could work out rubbish. In these conditions, you never really know. I mean, the rain looks quite heavy. Like, but it's a weird thing because the rain animation doesn't change too much, but the track surface changes a lot.
It has definitely eased. Definitely has.
Chop had a little bit of a tank slapper going on there on those intermediates, so he's a little bit twitchy.
Whether they're going to try to hold out for dries, maybe, because obviously it does. My board is saying 10 minutes to a dry, to no rain at all.
Yeah, so, but I mean 10 minutes in these conditions as well. I mean it's not actually that bad, isn't it? Really in these conditions. But about 6 laps in these conditions, because they're lapping about 150 something, aren't they?
Yeah. So we'll see what they do. I wouldn't be surprised if Jack will come into pit.
So we've got Avi, Chubb, El Stefano, Al Udifa and Wumax all going on to Inters.
If they all do pit, Avi and Chubb are going to gain a lot of places.
Yeah, well this is the thing, right? If the Inters work out to actually okay, he is going for it.
He's going to get disqualified though, isn't he?
Oh wait,
he's been disqualified.
What did he do there?
They jumped the safety car.
They jumped the safety car. No, Moylan hasn't. Not on my screen.
Oh, mine did.
Oh, he has now. He has now. Yeah, he's gone now. So they jumped the safety car to go into the pits, and is it that?
They went too quick. They went too quick.
Oh no way.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, so that wow. I mean that's not. I mean that's just the track layout, right? What you're supposed to do? Wait for it, like back off, wait for it to go round turn 15.
I think
before heading.
Slow down. Yeah, you meant to slow down a lot.
Well, yeah, but you have to slow down. Like you're talking about losing like 5 seconds, really. Maybe not, maybe more. If you're going to have to wait for it to go round turn 14, because obviously it peters off directly downwards, right? And you go straight forwards into the pits. What are you actually supposed to do? You're going to literally have to back off for a good 5-ish seconds for that car to get round turn 15, and then go down the straight.
He had Moylan saying the same thing in the chat. He said, "This is a joke. What we're supposed to do to stop."
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you went to literally stop dead and wait for it to go.
I can see why the game punished Jack, because he did overtake safety car. Like Jack did fly past the safety car and overtake him before getting into the pit lane, so I can understand that. Moylan, on the other hand, was in the pits, but I think what the problem is with this track is that, you know, like when you see like a normal track where the pit lane is off track for the majority. This track, it's the pit lane starts from the track itself and doesn't actually engage safety car. Sorry, it doesn't actually engage the pit lane until the last couple of meters, and then by that point you only get 3 seconds to slow down. Yeah. And on that point you're technically ahead of safety car, because the way the track layout is, you're going. It's hard to explain, but if you look at the track map itself, right? So when these guys pull into the pits, they are technically ahead of the safety car as it's going round that sweep corner.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, you have to wait for it to get around that turn 15, and then get like a quarter of the way up the straight, because it's technically the way the track's laid out. It looks like you're cutting a corner.
That's exactly it. You've got to allow for safety car to be past that corner. And Morland just said he got 1.5 seconds to get the place back.
1.5 seconds. Jesus Christ.
That's ridiculous. Safety car is in this lap.
Yeah. So Avi's obviously got the restart. So I mean, it's looking pretty good for Avi, Chubb, and Johnny right now. But let's see what are the intermediates going to be like.
Rob's set up on the wets.
I mean, the only person left on the wets now to be. I mean, everyone looks like they're going to pit. So Rob's the only person who's gone for a new set of wets. But I mean, they could play a blinder for Rob. We don't know how these intermediates are going to react.
Yeah, it's true. The track does look wet still.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny's looking a little bit happy on his intermediate tyres.
Rob has wing damage as well.
Oh, does he?
Rob has slight wing damage. Might be another reason why he didn't pit. Thought I'm just going to stay out and deal with it, kind of thing. He's in a good place,
Johnny's looking a little bit more fighty, right behind Chubb now. I reckon he's going to be able to get Chubb actually down the Mistral straight, going down into turn 8. Almost pushing around that turn 6 and 7 there.
Johnny making a move on Chubb.
Yeah, that's it. Pulls to the inside.
Oh, it's going to be close.
It's going to be pretty close, but he's going to Johnny backs out of it.
Oh, Chubb's gone wide.
It's pretty clever on the. I mean, it's kind of set Chubb off, like offset a little bit.
Brilliant.
And Johnny's looking to go up the inside now. So nicely done there. Gets a really good exit. Definitely much happier on these intermediate tyres.
Ooh, bit of contact there.
A little bit of coming together. GGC with a 10-second penalty for corner cutting.
They're still side by side.
Chubb and Johnny still side by side now. Oh, not in the wet, boys. You can go at any second on this game in the dry, let alone in the wet.
Yeah, Chubb's yielded.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was trying to get a nose up the inside going through 12 then, but has properly yielded to Scotty's now on the back of Chubb, looking to follow his teammate Johnny through. While all this is happening though, these guys are fighting. Avi's now 2.9 in the lead. So they couldn't have worked out better for him. Rob's doing alright in these wets though. He's sticking to the back of friends. So the wet's still pretty good at this stage. The only downside is if it keeps drying up, he'll get slower and slower.
Yeah, he will. He wouldn't have gained much because the safety cars. But normally you said not pitting sometimes it does work out better for you, but when the safety car's been out, it's brought everyone together again, he's going to lose out a lot of time. But there's potential for double points now for AlphaTauri.
Yes. Rob's still in 7th, man. Like, I mean, if all he has to do is finish a race, and he'll get a point. But the fact that he's in 7th as well, and he's kind of pulling away a little bit from OUDFA and Wumax. We saw him gap Wumax before. I mean, yes, he's on his wet tyres, but you never know.
Just jumping in the Discord, let's see if Jack's got a reaction. Has Jack got a reaction to what happened? Doesn't look like it. Oh no, Joel, Jack reckoned it'll be a restart. So basically he said, well, Moreland said burn this game. Avi said it showed that everyone has come out. Can't go. Oh, apparently Avi's not there.
Oh, really?
Avi isn't there. Are they going to restart this? I don't think they are.
If they restart it though, it'll have to be like a 25%er.
It will, yeah.
Because they were already like 10 laps in before anything happened. But why? So is Avi disconnected, or? I mean, what AI do I have it set on? Because I mean, Avi's been gapping Johnny.
He's starting to get reeled in now, though, Avi.
And the gap did close a little bit, but it's back up to 2.5 now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like 60. I mean, 60% AI. Johnny, Chubb, and Scotty are going to be smashing that. You know what I mean? Avi's actually fastest up in the race, 144.0. Johnny with a 143.5. So okay, half a second quicker.
Looks like he's back in. See, maybe he was kicked out briefly, but he's back in now.
The thing is, if you restarted, then you have to make it wet, right? It's hard to.
Yeah.
Doing the weather like this, a bit different.
I don't know. I don't think they will restart it now. Yellow flags are waving as.
Oh, that's
Rob's gone off.
Yeah. Looks like no extra damage, like it is a big runoff, but lost it on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, so he won't be too pleased with that really, but he's still on the card for some points.
That's it. Still going. Points are still up for grabs. And his pace looks okay. Like, can you see Rob's tyre wear? What's Rob's tyre wear on? On his
tyre
wets?
wear, 15%, but they are starting to get warm. They are starting to overheat a little bit.
The track does look like quite a bit dry now. You're starting to see.
Yeah, they are getting a bit warm.
Yeah. I mean, his best bet might be to kind of cut his losses, come in, get a new wing, and get a set of inters on.
I think at this point now, he might as well stay and wait for the dries, and maybe another safety car potentially.
Well, yeah, I suppose potentially.
Still possible. I think he's right now. He's just got to kind of, sticks. What's that saying? He's made his bed. He's got a lie in it.
Yeah. Scotty's still really close to the back of Chubb. Chubb's dropping back. Well, no, the gap between Johnny and Chubb's kind of samey, but it is kind of getting a little bit bigger. The gap between Avi and Johnny has increased again. Avi sets a 143.
Yeah, just for cementing the fact that Avi is back in the race.
Avi is now back in the race.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm still in a bit of shock what happens in that restart, really.
Oh yeah, it was really, really weird. Really
That's all
weird.
I can think of, because obviously the track goes, the way it's laid out, you go further back. It's not picked up the fact that they're on the safety car, or they're on the pit lane. It's not picked that fact up. And
it's just a bad game design, right?
Yeah.
Because what they should have done is make any kind of road for a pit lane just not count.
Null and void, yeah, null and void.
Just null and void it. So if you're there, I mean, it could mean that maybe you could like glitch it some way, or take advantage of like a little bit of a thing with that. But at the same time, you'd only have to do it for France, right? What can you do?
One said he wants his POV back, and he passed the safety car after the pit line entry. Have you got a clip of it? I'll play it on stream.
Yeah, it did look like it, because when you said that, I mean, it just seemed weird.
Yeah, it seemed like he was already in the pit lane. So it's strange, very strange. 2 minutes, cool. So right now, track rain has stopped completely. We have got now no rain, so the track going to be drying up very quickly, I think. Avi stopped 3.2 seconds gap to Johnny Stokes, so he's going to be brave enough to stick on a set of dry tyres.
I mean, it's way too early still, isn't it?
Rob's tyres must be feeling dreadful right now.
Yeah, theirs will be overheating quite badly now, I reckon.
The track does look dry though.
There's a bit of a dry line for him, but if you look like when they're driving, you're still seeing like a dry line kind of go, but you're driving still through like the wetness. It's got to be at one of the worst kind of points for dry tyres where it's just slippery.
Yeah, it's greasy.
It's greasy. Yeah. So you need to kind of get through this kind of greasy phase. I reckon lap 21, 22, you could probably get away with putting a set of softs on.
I reckon a bit early. I reckon lap 19. Because there is definitely a line for
there's no rain, I suppose. I mean, this game's weird, right? Sometimes this game takes ages to dry out on a track. Sometimes this game, like a track dries in like a lap.
Yeah.
It's hard to properly tell, but I mean, it's quite overcast still, so you'd think this would stay. I mean, you have got cars obviously with really good tyres on, shoveling water away, but
I'm looking at tyre temps
just
at the
too
moment.
greasy.
Tyre temps are still in the cool state, the cool area. They're not overheating, but they're not cold by any stretch.
Oh, I think who's that? Is that Rob?
Again.
Yeah, it's Rob. Has he lost? That's he done what Speedy did, but survived.
Yeah, he's got a bit more damage on that wing this time. Yeah, he's got. The end plate's still there on graphic, but he's definitely got damage. So Avi's staying out. No one's pitting in yet. GGC got a penalty there. It's
Another penalty for GGC.
Drying. It's definitely a line forming.
I think the biggest issue is how wet it is offline. Like, and it's not even like slightly off. Like you have like your racing line, but it's so wet either side by like the millimeter.
Cool. 1 and 7.
Which I know that's how it works, but
it's on Discord. So yes, he has. All right. I'm gonna get this on stream, as we always do. I will play it with sound as well. Right, so let's get the replay cam on. Make sure that it's visible. Has it picked it up?
Scotty's right on the back of Chubb now. Really, really close, just coming through turn 7. I wonder if Scotty's going to try and make a run down onto him going into turn 8. Jump on board with Scotty. He's reeling Chubb in. Chubb's not defending. Scotty moves to the inside. He's got the speed limit. They're side by side going into turn 8. And Scott, is he backing out of it? No, Scott's not backing out. Chubb broke later, but he has the inside line now for turn 9. Oh, Chubb's got a better exit as well now. So Chubb might actually hold this. Scotty just needs to get back into the slipstream coming down to turn 10. Is he going to try up the inside into turn 10? No, he thinks better of it. Backs off a little bit.
Oh, Rob's on mediums.
Rob's got mediums already, has he?
Rob's got mediums.
I feel that's a bad choice. Scotty here looking up the inside, going into turn 11. There's still side by side some good racing here by Chubb and Scotty. Scotty is just trying to find a way through.
Nearly contact.
Almost coming together there.
Obviously, this is good for Johnny, but Williams need to really get the points they can as they both pile into the pits. Is he going to make an overtake into the pit lane? No.
Oh,
Chubb is penalty.
Chubb. 5 second penalty for
Scotty
speeding in the
pressured
pits.
them into it. That's good.
That's
job.
it.
Alright, so while they're coming to the pits now, obviously it's definitely
What are they going to go for? Let's have a little look.
It's got to be dries. It's got to be dries.
Looks like a set of mediums for Chubb.
Yeah.
Looks like... What's Scotty
Don't
go for?
he
Another
stay
a set of mediums as well? Yeah, a set of mediums as well.
Mediums all round, I think. DRS must have been enabled, or must be getting to that point where it's going to be enabled.
I haven't seen it come saying it's enabled.
It's definitely dry enough.
Yeah, the track's dried up loads. This is what I was saying about, like, you never know sometimes.
Blinder, but I think obviously being out of sync from everyone else, Rob's going to really struggle.
It's a bit unrealistic how quickly that's gone. Like last lap, it was still really like wet. Apart from a bit on the racing line, now it looks like a dry track.
There we go.
You know what I mean, DRS is now enabled.
What lap did I say? Lap 19.
I don't know. You just said.
Yeah.
I said 20. You go. Yeah, I think about a bit sooner than that.
Yeah, lap 19. Yeah, I banged it.
Nice.
So there we go. So Johnny has stayed out, and so has Frenzy. This is going to really do him dirty, I think.
We need to watch the gap from Avi to Frenzy and see how much he gains on this. We need to watch that. I mean, it's dropping, and they're coming into obviously the last bit here. Johnny's coming around now. Johnny's looking really slow actually.
Tyres
I think he'll be coming to the pits now. He is. Here he comes. So Johnny is now in the pits. Got 14 seconds. So he's got 20. Oh, he's got like 21 seconds over Avi, but I mean.
Avi's getting a second on Frenzy in that lap.
By the time he comes through, he's going to be so fast through this last sector. He's gained almost a second just coming through here on Frenzy, so he's going to pit Frenzy. Johnny Stokes is just coming into his grid slot, his pit slot. Set of mediums for Johnny. He's been released, but he is pretty much right there on the exit, so he can get going pretty swiftly. So where's Avi? Avi's coming down. It's going to be very close between Johnny and he's
flown past. He's flown past.
Yeah.
It's huge loss there for Johnny, really. As far as he gets sent all over the place. Alright, now quickly, I'll show you the replay before it gets too late. We have to watch actual racing happening. So this is the replay from what Moylan saw for his disqualification. We've got the sound on. So he's chosen their box this lap, so he's coming in this lap. So I understand that. Okay, he did overtake him before. Yeah, I understand it. I kind of get it. I kind of get it because at this point, so Jack there. Oh, pause it. Sorry. So Jack at this point.
Scotty's getting past Chubb, going down into turn 8.
Well,
especially with DRS open now, it's going to make overtaking quite a bit easier. Oh no, Chubb's lost it.
He's gone round. He's got on the exit track.
But he has held it.
Rob's fast as a lap. Yeah, Rob's fast as a lap. So yeah. If you look on my stream, this point,
it's just come up now.
Yeah, this point Jack is past safety car, so I understand it. Moylan is still on track.
Jack tries to go back, but Jack tries to cut out the pits and go back in.
So Moylan was given 2 seconds to come in. Yeah, Jack tried to bail out of it.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's too late.
The only way they could do that is if they just slammed on the brakes.
No, I think Moylan was better off there to charge into the pits and take the 5-second penalty, because the pits would have picked him up. So I think his best option there was to take a 5-second penalty and just charge into the pits, so that he would have been safe. It would have cut it. But because there's the pit lane is so short, it's not picked him up. Like he's in the pit lane until he's there, kind of thing, until it's too late. Like with normal tracks, like when you have, like, for example, Baku, when you pull into Baku, that safety car's going along the main straight, but the Baku, when you pull into the pit lane, it's a lot more. Once you pull into that lane, you're off track. That's when the safety car and the deltas and all that disappear. With this track, there's no runoff as much. It's literally just straight into the pit lane. So that's why it's given it. I understand.
Well, it's an issue because it's on a corner,
wrong.
right? On Baku, you're both going down a straight,
Yeah.
so the safety car is going to be in front of
But
you.
like Canada as well is another good example. Canada, again, it's the same sort of thing, but with Canada, it is a slightly longer runoff off track, which picks it up. With this game, for some reason, on this track particular, it hasn't picked up the safety car. Sorry, I guess it's safety car. It hasn't picked up the pit lane being where it is. It picks it up much later for some reason. So the game mechanic is broken, definitely broken. But for some reason, yeah, it's just a bit strange.
It's because of how that corner goes. You kind of go back on yourself as well. It's literally just because if that corner wasn't there, there wouldn't be an issue. But because that corner is how it is, where you come back on yourself completely, it just fucks up going that whole thing there. But the fact you only get like 3 seconds as well seems disgusting.
It was less than that. It was 2.3 before it
Well,
came
like,
up.
well, yeah, it's like 2.5, 3 seconds, right? Because
Yeah.
when the clip was like just over 2.3, but
Yeah,
yeah, you
2.5.
don't get anywhere near long enough either.
No, but it's a shame. It is a shame. But yeah, I can see Jack why he was penalised because he did overtake safety car on track. Moylan, on the other hand, he was in that lane, pit lane. But yeah, the game mechanic is a bit broken on this track.
If GGC's not careful, he's gonna get disqualified. He's got 24 seconds worth of penalties.
Yeah, he is close. And
So
that's-
he's very,
that's a
very
lot of
close
3
for a-
seconds. That's not a 10
Yeah.
second anyway.
So I think he's had a 5 second for speeding in the pit, but I think he just sort of does it accumulatively, right? It doesn't matter how you get them. If you get,
No, I think speed in the pit is the amount. I think it's the amount of penalties rather than the time.
yeah,
Unless you, I think it's like unless you do like 2 massive, like 10-second penalties. I think a speed in the pits and the corner car are slightly different,
yeah.
but it's still close. It's still very
Ajadiv is
close.
right on the back of El Stefano coming through turn 11.
Yeah, not able to get a move done there though.
Oh wow, yeah, Ajadiv had to back out a little bit. He's lost a
out
little bit of time
ERS
now.
as well. He's got no ERS, whereas Elsterfan's got a healthy amount of ERS to play with.
Yeah,
Scotty and Johnny are quite happy sitting in 2 and 3 at the moment.
Scotty has been closing that gap to Johnny though. I know he's
has
got
caught up a
DRS
lot.
on him now, so Chubb's kind of chilling after his spin. He's far behind Scotty, but he's quite far in front of.
Rob needs another
So-
safety car to catch back up again.
Oh, and GGC's out.
That could be it.
I literally just switched to him and I see him
Here we
hitting the
go.
wall.
What did I say?
Another safety car.
Rob could pit in for a set of softs here.
Yeah, Rob should come in for a set of softs. He'll be the
I
only
reckon-
person that
I
can.
reckon he should stay.
Actually, well, everyone else
no,
can, to be fair.
I
But
reckon he should stay. He should stay out. Don't come in this lap. Wreck these tyres. Like really push to the back of the safety car. And then once he's catching up to the back, so it'll take him what? Say 2 laps, 3 laps to catch up. Or 2 laps, say. Under these conditions. He'll be able to put on the freshest set of softs he can, and it'll be quite easy to catch up to the back of the safety car, and he'll have like 2 lap fresher tyres than everyone else.
let's see what Avi's going to do. I'm assuming I'm pretty much betting Avi's going to come in. Everyone else will probably be coming in.
These tyres aren't that unhealthy though. They're only like 30 or 20%. Oh, he's staying out.
Yeah, a bit.
Are we staying out?
Okay,
Johnny's
he's going to stay
coming.
out. Maybe
Johnny
they
and
don't have a
Scotty
new
can
set of
come in.
softs though.
Oh,
Johnny's coming in. Scotty's staying
Scotty's
out because
staying
obviously
out,
they're teammates. You don't want to double stack
hedging
it.
their bets. Hedging their bets.
And then Chubb, what's Chubb going to do?
I would imagine Chubb would come in.
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he is. Here we
He's
go.
coming in. Chubb's coming in.
Frenzy. I mean, I can see Frenzy coming for a set of softs.
Yeah, but next lap, not this lap. Oh, he's
No,
coming
he's
this lap.
coming now.
Shocking.
Yeah. El Stefano's coming in. Al-Jadif
Yeah.
is staying out. Wumax is staying out.
And Rob was
Obviously going to come back round the pit. Yeah. So
Yeah, Rob
Avi
definitely
is now on the back
burn
of
the
the
tyres
safety
as much
car.
as you can, and then come in last minute. have a lap fresher tyres than everyone else, and you'll be loving life.
I mean, obviously, there's not going to be that much left, but I mean, these guys that are switched to the softs are going to be fucking rapid.
Yeah. It's probably just that one more lap.
The thing is, Rob doing what he's doing actually affects even the leaders, because he's going to come in at the end of this lap, so then it's not going to come in next lap. You know what I mean? So then, so. Oh, yeah, he could have come in next lap, but
he should have came in next lap because he should have rinsed his mediums a bit more, caught up a lot more, and then he would have pitted again. And because they want to caught up to the back safety car, so Rob's now going to have to do 2 laps with these tyres, unless he's got another set of softs to use that are fresh. I don't think that's a good call.
The thing is, though, if he does that, it actually does fuck up like Avi, Scotty, Johnny.
Well, like you got to think of yourself,
because you got to think of yourself, right? And you're fighting for points, of course. But I mean, there's been enough shit gone on in this race. But if he does that, then you're not going to get a DRS chance. It kind of helps Avi and Scotty, if you know what I mean.
I don't.
It's irrelevant. He could do what he wants.
I think it makes it worse for them because without DRS, it's purely on grip, and they'll lose out on grip because everyone else is going to be on softs.
Yeah, but without DRS, they're sitting ducks anyway, right? Because he'll have the grip then the DRS.
Yeah. Well, yeah, either way, I don't think it's a
Avi's lost it. He held it, and he was lucky. He kept it on there because Scotty, if you go off track, Scotty can go through.
Well,
you sometimes.
Has Rob got another set of softs, fresh softs? That'll be the crucial thing. Maybe he's going to rinse these and come in again, but again, I think he should come one more lap. Because look, right now, he's nowhere near catching.
I mean, he might have another set he could come in for.
Because he's going to have to go really easy on these softs, so he should have.
But I feel like if he had another set, he would be going quicker now, right?
Yeah, I think he should have came in. He should have came in a lap later. Because he was never gonna be catching up to the back of the pack on this lap. So we'll see what he does anyway. No, I might be wrong, but I just can't see him catching up right now. I think it'll be one more lap before he's
staying out. So
yeah, he is gonna upset.
The thing is, he can't come in now because the safety car will be him.
Yeah, it's too late now. He should have stayed out earlier. Oh, but anyway, we'll wait for Rob to catch up. He's going to take a lot of life out of them tyres, which he shouldn't needed to. Where everyone else is going a bit slower now. Rob's still going pretty much full clap.
I think he'll be okay because there's so little laps left.
Yeah, but the benefit of the tyre wear would have been so much more in his favour if he came out one more lap.
It would have been. He would definitely obviously gain extra percentage, but I think he's because of the state of that, it's not too bad.
Take it back. They're not even going to allow him to catch up to the back of the pack. So Rob is through either way. So maybe it was the best idea not to listen to me then. Rob did something I didn't. What are you eating now?
So I didn't have dinner, so while I was doing having a drink, having a piss, I thought, oh, quickly do a quick bit of dinner. But I've left it since I came back up, now it's cold. Oh yeah, the piss took like 10 seconds, but...
What is going to help is to have nice warm tyres now.
Yeah, well that's the thing, if you have nice warm tyres come up to the back of the... He's actually going to have a bit of an advantage, even with extra wear.
Yeah, this wear is a lot more than everyone else. They have gone.
Right, let's see. Yeah, Avi's gone, so...
So he's not terrible for Rob. He has lost out a lot of time there, though. But he can see him, which is good. Oh,
he needs to try and get right to the back of him now.
No, he's been overtaken by Chubb.
Yeah.
So the medium tyres already getting under a bit of...
Here we go, friends. Oh, look, the grip difference here.
Yeah, Frenzy as well as that penalty. He needs to get through the pack as fast as he can. It's not helped him at all. So
Bob's very close to the back of him now. He's catching up quite nicely with those nice warm softs.
So Avi's pulled out a bit of a gap now. There's been no safety, we know DRS now to the end of the race. It's literally all about grip and the ERS and all that kind of stuff. So the mediums could be under a bit of threat here, but Williams still in a good place. I wouldn't imagine Scotty will put up much of a fight against Johnny. But Johnny's not in a place right now to demand that position.
So it's Chubb and Al-Udifa now. This will be an interesting one. Chubb's catching up to the back of Al-Udifa.
Max looks like he's going to threat here from Frenzy again. Frenzy goes offline a little bit there. Could be a warning for him.
Oh, Frenzy going, taking every little millimetre of track there.
Not able to.
Frenzy is quicker and he's got the extra traction, but he just can't find a way through at the moment on Frenzy. He might have to do a little cheeky lunge, catch him off guard. He'll be able to brake later on these sets of tyres. Oh, I thought. So even like down into here, he could switch, like shift it into 15 and maybe send it, but that's a last lap jobby, not a this lap jobby. So let's see, here we go. Johnny's obviously on the back of Scotty. Chubb is right on the back of Al-Udifa, but is he going to go for it to turn 1? No, I thought about it, but I thought better of it at the same time. But that's kind of compromise. Oh, he's lost it!
He's
yeah, I did say that's compromised him a little bit, and then he tried to overcompensate with a bit of extra throttle. Well, by sticking the throttle down, and it's cost him massively now. So Rob's now in 8th. So let's have a look out front here. So Avi's doing okay in those mediums. He's got Scotty. I mean, Avi's kind of safe because he's got Scotty behind him on the mediums too, and Johnny's on those soft, and they're not really. Without DRS, he's not gaining enough.
Here we go now. Frenzy can make a move here on Womack, who's out of ERS.
That's it. Up the inside
now.
Here. He's going to be able to brake later on those soft tyres. Womack did brake very, very late though.
Oh,
and sticks it around the outside. And I guess he. But here we go, just straight through with Frenzy on the grip. We might say El Stefano pick up a position here as well when Womack switches to the outside. Womack is going to hold the inside line for this turn 10, but the speed difference there, and El Stefano gets that job done, and Womack's nicely played, capitalising there. Rob's quite close to the back of this pack too. If a little, oh hang on, Frenzy's gone really, really wide, and he's picked up another penalty. And Womack's it out, and could maybe even get his position back. El Stefano's up to 5th. And Rob's definitely going to pick up a position from Frenzy. Might find himself pick up a position from Womack if he can maybe think of a cheeky little send. And then Avi's going to be crossing a line to take the win. Scotty in 2nd. Al-Udifa and DRS gets enabled now. Nice one game. So here we go.
El Stefano, Frenzy comes along.
Frenzy not very happy, just going across the wall knowing that he's going to get slapped by that penalty. And here comes Chubb, just crawling across the line because he's like, fuck this game.
I will say, in one race, Rob.
I think he's trying to back off enough so Frenzy doesn't, so he doesn't get Frenzy. You know.
Rob has doubled his points for the season.
Oh.
Rob has doubled his points for the season.
I think he still pipped him. Did he still pip him?
Yeah. No.
He did. No, he didn't actually.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He was too far back.
So. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he probably would have because I mean, Frenzy had a lot of bloody a lot of penalties.
I sneeze? No, I'm not. Am I? No, I'm not. Good.
So well done to Rob there for finishing the race and for coming 7th, getting a good haul of points.
Yeah, double. You said double in one race. Well done, Rob. So here we go. So after the controversy of safety car disqualification we saw earlier, here is your official final standings. Avi is your race winner, coming in first. A good race for him. First race win, I think, of the season for Avi. Scotty is in 2nd. Johnny is in 3rd. Al-Udifa in 4th. Definitely his highest position this season. Also, El Stefano in 5th. Probably again the highest he's finished this season. Womack's in 6th. Rob in 7th. Again, the highest place he's finished this season. Frenzy in 8th and Chubb in 9th. So with the Alpine having 2 drivers, like I said at the start of this race, they can gain a lot of points on McLaren. They only gain 2 points. So it's not a huge gain at all for them considering the start of this race. Our dinner for today: GGC, Cherry, Speedy, Moyland, Jack, who was disqualified, and Moyland was disqualified, and Erez, who we did see for some reason disqualified, but was not sure what happened with Erez. Definitely some sort of issue.
Yeah, definitely some sort of maybe weird issue or something like that. That was odd.
Yeah, something going on there. But anyway, that brings this race to a close. I'm sure there'll be a lot of chat after the race in the Discord because there's been a lot of people who want to talk about what happened there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll jump to have a look. What's the next race? Let's have a little look and see in RPR. So I will say, I do know that they have dropped the Chinese Grand Prix for for this season. So we're not racing Challenge Grand Prix. We're going to be cutting the season short one race. That is due to the fact the new game has come out, or is coming out quite early, actually, considering. So the earliest to come out in a few years. So they have dropped that one race. So we're going to be seeing one less race this season. Not too bad though. But our next race we're going to be seeing will be the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, and that will be a sprint as well. Azerbaijan sprint, which should be quite good to see that.
Nice.
But yeah, so we'll leave it there. Do tune in with my channel later on this week, as we'll be doing the penultimate week for the FIFA Chairman League, where a potential title could be won this weekend or this week. Potential title could be won. So yeah, do tune in for that. That's Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, there's nothing on Thursday. Friday, you can check out DXT Rob and DXT Moreland for TTFL GP1 and 2, and also we're going to be having the RPR GP2 with Rob, and then on the Saturday where you get to watch the amazing F2 with the amazing Nevo. So do check out that on Nevo Gaming. That's about it, I think, and then back here on Monday.
That's it.
Anything you want to plug, Nevo?
No, I'm not really doing much else. It's just the F2, really. Yeah, make sure to follow that. I'm not sure what track it is. The F2. That's one thing I keep forgetting to check.
I forgot actually.
But yeah, other than that, yeah, tune in for F2. I mean, it's been. It's got to be a good track because there's been a couple crappy ones. So usually there's a couple crappy ones followed by a decent one.
Yeah,
it's been like Monaco and then was it Spa? No, it wasn't.
Yeah. In TTFL we got Melbourne, which is a good track. I do like that track.
Yeah.
And in F2, Austria.
Yeah, okay, maybe not too bad. It's a bit of a DRS train, but
F2 cars should be a good one, though, I think.
F2 cars might be a bit different.
Yeah.
So yeah, just tune in for that at 9 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, thank you very much all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.